Awesome. Thank you so much, Omotayo. I'm excited to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Gbenga Rufai. I'm the president and founder of Liberty Career Academy. I'm excited to welcome you from the streets of the Center of Excellence in Lagos, Nigeria, to Kampala, Uganda, from Sierra Leone, Freetown in Sierra Leone, to Kenya, and the beautiful streets of Kigali in Rwanda. I want to welcome every one of you for joining us on such a day like this. I'm excited to have you here. Like Omotayo mentioned, it's going to be one experience that you will not forget in a long time. Just beyond, welcome you, I'd like to share a few thoughts in my heart, even as we go ahead into today's conference. I've had the privilege of leading this organization for well over a decade, and there are a few things I've found in my experience, working with people from different parts of the world, is that there seems to be a bit of a challenge when it comes to people accessing quality education. And that major challenge that we found is that there's that gap in terms of how do I fund my education. And when you work with, irrespective of the country that you go to, one of the things that you will notice is that there seems to be so much talent across the entire African continent, across, Lagos, in Nigeria, Abuja, in Kenya, in Rwanda, Uganda, irrespective of where it is, you will find that we have so much talent spread across the African continent, Africans doing amazing things around the globe. But there's a challenge, and that challenge is that people do not have the requisite opportunities. And I always wondered why that is. I was listening a while ago to the founder of the Tata Group in India, one of the biggest global organizations in terms of their share volume and the revenue that they make. The president was having a conversation with the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, and one of the things that he was asked, he said, "What made you succeed?" And he said, to be honest, he's not the smartest person around the world. He's not the smartest person that he has met. But one thing is that he had the opportunity. So we found that there seems to be that gap. A lot of people lack that opportunity to be able to express their talents. A lot of people lack the opportunity to be able to study at world-class, institutions. A lot of people lack opportunity, just to showcase the amount of talents that they have within them. And what we've tried to do in LC and what we keep doing is trying to galvanize, different kind of resources to ensure that, Africans, young Africans across the globe have access, to the resources that they need to be able to succeed in life. But much more than that is that one thing I want to share with you, that irrespective of what you learn in today's conference, irrespective of the knowledge that gets shared with you, one thing that can really hinder you from becoming all that you desire to be is what I call a deficient mindset. Is a mindset that is not in the right place. So I want to share a few things to you, because you see, no matter what you learn today, you will either be propelled forward in life or be defeated by the nature of your mindset. No matter the level of nuggets you share, no matter the amount of resources, no matter the amount of direction we provide, the quality of your mindset will determine whether you will go for those opportunities. And you're going to be listening to our speakers, invited speakers today. We carefully curated them because there are people who, despite the odds, despite the setbacks, were able to go ahead and get what they wanted. So you see, a faulty mindset will always become an obstacle, whatever kind of, irrespective of the kind of opportunity they are trying to get. Because again, when it comes to scholarships and funding, you are competing with the best of the best around the world. But you see, if you have a defeated mindset that says, "Oh, I do not have this, I do not have that," what is going to happen is that even if we present those opportunities to you, you will not be bold enough to go after them. So one thing I want to first charge you with is to really work on your mindset. A mindset that says that I can get it. A mindset that doesn't say, "Oh, I am at a disadvantage," but say that I have what it takes. I deserve to be here. I deserve to get this opportunity based on the hard work that I've put in. So 2 questions you must ask yourself. And the very first question is that, what do you have? Or what do you do with what you have? I've heard people say, "Oh, I just have a third class." And I say, well, at least he has a class. Some people don't even have any class in their grades at all. You have a third class. Or some people say, "Oh, I'm from a poor background." Some people say, "Oh, I do not have this, I do not have that." But the question is that, what do you want to do with what you have? For example, you may say, "Oh, I do not have a laptop," but do you have a mobile phone that has an internet? "Oh, I do not know anybody." What about the conference that we've brought you in? I can already see some people beginning to network and reach out to others, amongst on the platform here. So what do you do with what you have? is the first question I want you to ask, even as you begin to adjust your mindset to get the best from this conference and make up your mind to pursue your dreams and pursue your goals. The next question I want you to ask yourself, even as you listen to our highly experienced speakers, is what are you going to do with what you get from here? So many times people come, they're taking the knowledge, they're taking the links, they're taking the resources, but there's still a challenge because they do not do anything with it. I always say to people, anytime I get this kind of opportunity to welcome people to our conferences or our events, is that the highest level of knowledge, there are 3 utilizations of knowledge. The very first level of utilization of knowledge is for information. You can acquire knowledge just to have it as an information. The second utilization of knowledge is that I can use it for impartation, which means you want to teach somebody else, and which is okay. But you see, the best utilization of knowledge is really at the level of application. No matter the amount of resources we give to you, no matter the amount of nuggets you take, no matter the amount of notes or even recordings that you listen to, nothing will move till you take that very first step. You see, starting is a level of success. You have to learn in life that just starting, putting yourself out there, sending the application, sitting down and putting down the work is the first thing that you must do. So what do you want to do with it? But need I say to you that a superior mindset doesn't operate in isolation. So your superior mindset, as you begin to adjust it to say that you are not a defeated person, you are not at a disadvantage, quote and unquote, you are not unqualified for many of the opportunities, irrespective of the challenges you are facing, is that mindset will not operate in isolation. You have to be in partnership with diligent application of the knowledge that you gather here and utilization of that knowledge. So for some of you, you are going to get the funding that you want. For some of you, are going to study some of the best universities around the world, either in Africa, Europe, or North America. But the question I want to say is that when you actually get that funding, when you actually get that, that long desired admission to that institution fully funded, what are you going to do? I want to say that don't forget those who pay the premium for you, no matter how little it seemed to get you where you were. The reason that we are here today is that we are a sum total of the different people that has contributed into our lives, whether it be your family members, whether it be the organization that is hosting this program. I want to say to you is that don't forget those who pay the premium. Most times I find people, either from Africa, when different countries across the world, when they get what they want, they usually would forget the place they came from. The reason we are doing what we are doing today is because that some of us made up our mind. Those who make up LCA, the funders, the partners made up their mind that we're not going to forget where we came from. And I always say this anytime I get an opportunity to speak with Africans, is that nobody can sell our narrative better than we do. Nobody can support us better than we do because we understand our challenges, we understand our constraints. You must remember your country. Whether you get an opportunity to study in Harvard, whether it's in Makerere University in Uganda that you get an opportunity to study, whether it's in the University of Lagos, whether it's the Lagos Business School, irrespective of where you get that opportunity, I want to say that do not forget your country. Do not forget the community that has made you who you are. And so you have to make up that your mindset is going to be not just about what I can get, but also what I can give. Because you see, the way the world works is that when you get, you must also be willing to pay it forward. Most of those on this platform today that are going to be speaking with you are people, the reason they are here is because they want to give back. The reason they want to speak with you is because they want to be able to share, from the knowledge that they've acquired, from the resources that they've enjoyed. And so I want to charge you, even as you listen, you make your notes. If you have friends on social media, I want to give you, the opportunity, send out this link to them. Don't be a one-man show, right? Don't enjoy this alone. Send out the link, invite somebody, and let them, come and learn together. So on that note, don't forget application is the most important thing that you want to do after you learn today. And remember that you also will get an opportunity to pay it forward. So on that note, on behalf of the leadership team at Liberty Career Academy, I want to welcome you to the 2024 edition of Scholarship Summit and have an amazing time. I look forward to reading your success story and see you at the top.